Hi, I'm Charlotte Lamp-Davies in the PhocusWire Studio, and I'm joined by Whitnee Hawthorne, who is Global Head of Travel and Hospitality at Snowflake. Welcome, Whitnee.
Thank you. I'm excited to be here.
We're excited to have you. Now, let's dive straight to this. How can data-driven personalization transform loyalty programs? This is right in your sweet spot, and I would like to know what the answer is to that, please.
Yeah, I'm really excited about the opportunities that the way data is structured and set up and accessible today are transforming loyalty programs. I think previously one of the things that we've seen with loyalty programs is a need really to classify customers by persona. And I think where we're moving now with the way that you can access and leverage data is to be able to actually start to get to that place of reaching out to folks and making offerings to them based on intent. So understanding who is this person who's traveling and reaching out to them based on why they're traveling in this moment. So for example, when I travel, sometimes I travel as a business professional and my intent and what's driving me to travel is very different than when I travel as a mom with two small children. And what's driving me when I'm traveling as a mom with two small children is also very different than when I travel as on a girls trip with my girlfriends, if I'm lucky. And I think now where we are with data, we can actually start to reach out to individuals based on the context and the intent for which they're traveling.
Yeah, absolutely. Tell us again, sort of in your experience, what role does AI and predictive analytics actually play in understanding the consumer, if you like, preferences overall?
Yeah, so AI and predictive analytics in this moment are really moving to a place of being able to understand patterns and behaviors that we have not been able to understand before. So you can look at me as an individual and understand based on my past purchases, decisions that I made while traveling, and even decisions I've made post-traveling to give me the right offer and to create the right experience for me as an individual.
And how can companies really leverage, if you like, these insights as they're coming to us at the minute?
So I think the first thing that you need to do is get all of your data into one place. You need to unify your data in a secure and governed way so that you can access it. When we start thinking about where companies are today, a lot of times customer data is kept separately from loyalty data, is kept separately from operational data. And when you don't have all those together, the things I'm talking about are very difficult. When you can bring all of those together, then you can start putting AI on top of it to make the difference.
Maybe as we are on this sort of AI and predicted analytics topic, talk to us a little bit about how you would say that AI enhances the overall customer support part of the journey.
I think that's a great question. To date, I think some of the things we're seeing that are really amazing are bots that actually work, right? For a long time, bots were bad. And the second you saw one, you just start rage clicking. But now we're at a place where bots are actually able to use NLP and ML and AI to deliver a good and strong customer experience. And I think the next place that we're headed is seeing AI in the form of co-pilots start to support agents so that those agents have a better work experience and can solve your problems not only more quickly, but more accurately.
That brings me on to kind of how do we ensure that balance between automation and human touch?
That is a great question. And I think it's one that has to go company by company based on the strategy that you have, especially when you think about who your customers are. Some customers don't want to talk to anyone and some really do. And some customers, it really depends on the experience that they're having. So as someone who travels, right, if I'm just going to switch my flight because I want an earlier flight, I want to be able to do that on the app. If I am in the middle of an irregular operation and my flight has been canceled, I want to talk to someone to know that they understand and can get me on the right flight to the right place. And that is, again, something that companies really have to decide what is their strategy around when do you want to interact with a person or where do you want your customers to interact with a person versus when do you want them to interact with technology. And I think it should be customer led where you're making that decision based on what your customers have told you is most interesting to them.
And I take it, dare I say, that part of the relationship with Snowflake is that you help, your clients along that journey.
That's right. We definitely help them along that journey. We have recently launched the Travel and Hospitality AI Data Cloud, which is essentially an ecosystem that houses first, so the company's data, second and third party data, as well as a series of language models and features and partners and native applications that let companies really start to move into the future of what it means for support, for operations, for marketing, for loyalty programs.
And maybe as we sort of slowly begin to wrap up, how does real-time data integration actually impact operations for, say, hotels and airlines?
So real-time data is something I think we've struggled with for a long time as an industry. And now the way that data is sitting on Snowflake, you're actually able to have much better access to that data in the moment when it matters. And then you're also able to share that data in the moment when it matters across your workforce, to your marketing teams, to your operational teams, so that you can make the right decision for the customer at any given point in time.
I love it. And I really want to thank you for joining us today at the studio and just diving a little bit deeper. And we wish you and Snowflake a lot of success.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.